family? You know who it is. You know what it is. It's your boy Moose Talks Hoops. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit the like button. You already know it's a lot of things in this world that cost, but hitting the like button ain't one of them, man. I don't want to hold no punches. I don't want to give you guys a long intro. I want to get right into this. And that game last night made me realize what my eyes have been telling me this entire time. Smash that like button and share the video as soon as y'all come up in here, please. To me, to me, Steph Curry is not a top 10 all-time player in the history of the game. And I was going back and forth with the guys on Discord over this, and we've been fooled. We've been hoodwinked, we've been bamboozled, and we've been led astray to believe that Steph Curry, those 4 rings have led people to believe that Steph Curry is a top 10 player of all time. Yes, he may be the greatest shooter of all time. Yes, it might be easy on the eyes that a light-skinned 6'3" brother, no Diddy, is shooting 30-foot three-pointers with ease. Yes, I understand that. But can I interest you into some real hardcore stats here? The man is 36 years old, going on 36 years old. He's not a 31-year-old. He's not a 30-year-old. He's not a 32-year-old. My man is barely top 30 in points in NBA history. At the age of 36, he's barely cracking top 30 all-time in points. I hear all this talk about he's the greatest point guard ever. Can I interest you in some stats? Can I interest you in some names? Can I interest you in some names? Reggie Theus, Norm Nixon, Mike Conley Jr., Drew Holiday, Clyde Drexler. They all have more all-time assists than the so-called greatest point guard of all time, Steph Curry. How could that be? How could that be? How could that be? And those 4 rings, 2 of which came from Kevin Durant being used as a mercenary in 2017, 2018, to conspire against LeBron James winning more championships, dare I say. You had one ring in 2015 that came against the injury-riddled Cleveland Cavaliers. No Kyrie Irving, no Kevin Love. It was LeBron and Matthew Dellavedova, LeBron and Timothy Mozgov, LeBron and Iman Shumpert out there. Now, I will give Steph credit for his win in 2022 in a series where Andrew Wiggins was the best player on both sides of the ball. Key word, both sides of the ball. So for the fellas and for you guys to be out here talking about he's top 10 all time, I just don't see that yet, man. What's up, bro? I'm gonna leave the floor to you, man. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Steph Curry, man. You know he a top 10 point guard of all time.
Come on, bro.
You just mad Steph Curry beat LeBron so many times. That's why you mad.
I ain't mad about it. I'm just keeping it real. And I'm not
Name both.
talking off of narratives. I just use flat out stats. You guys tell me who's the greatest point guard of all time. I just named you 5 guys that have more all-time assists than Steph Curry. Guys like John Lucas, guys like Reggie Theus, guys like
I'm not
Norm
saying
Nixon, guys
he's the
like Drew
greatest. Hold
Holiday.
up.
How does Drew Holiday have more assists than Steph Curry all time?
I'm not saying he's the greatest point guard
He's
of all
barely
time.
top 40 in assists. He's barely top 30 in all-time points.
You cutting me off, man. I'm not saying Steph Curry is one of the greatest point guards of all time, but he's definitely the top 10 greatest players of all time. You have to put him in your top 10 for sure.
I don't have to put him nowhere in the top 10, not as of yet. I'm not saying that he can't get there, and who knows if he'll get there. He's going on 36 years old, but I just don't have him in my top 10 right now. I feel like
I
it's
mean,
debatable. I don't think it's
he
signed,
changed the
sealed, and
game,
delivered that
but
he's top 10 of all time.
Steph Curry changed the game. He changed the game with his 3-point
As,
shooting.
that's
We're pulling
that's
up in the logo.
aesthetically he changed the game. That's from a
Don't
look standpoint.
kids want to be like
That's
Steph
not
Curry.
something
Nobody
that's
want to be like
tangible.
LeBron. Nobody want
Uh,
to be like LeBron. Kids want to be
What
like
does that
Steph.
have to do with the game of basketball? Hey, I want to be
Yeah,
like
it
Steph
has
Curry.
everything
I
to
don't
do
want
with
to
the
be like
change. Because
LeBron.
Steph Curry changed the game. He changed the game.
That's not tangible to me. Saying kids want to be like Steph Curry.
Don't nobody want to be like LeBron. Kids want to be like Steph Curry because he changed the game with the three ball. Steph Curry made people that's like 6 foot, people that's like 6 foot 11
Exactly.
shoot the three
People are
ball.
more relatable to him. None of these kids can be LeBron James. You can't be 6'9", 250,
No, because nobody wants to.
run a
Nobody
four
wants to
three,
be like
jump
LeBron.
out of the building,
Nobody
have
wants to be like
basketball
LeBron.
IQ like that. You can't. But you tell yourself when you look at Steph Curry, hey, I can stand 40 feet away from the basketball and chuck threes.
Nobody wants to be like LeBron James. That's the truth. And I'm out.
Nobody can, bro. Nobody can. Nobody can. And like I said, when these guys go to debate with me over this thing, they're not going to use nothing tangible. They're not going to use stats. They're not going to use numbers. They're not going to use eye tests. They're going to use narratives. Nothing tangible. Nothing tangible. Smash that like button and share the video. And like I said, this is nothing personal against Steph Curry. And even more, let's look at the present day and time. Steph Curry with a healthy Warriors roster, with a healthy Klay Thompson, with a healthy Draymond Green, with a healthy Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, all these pieces, they are one game away of not making the playoffs. But you tell me this is a top 10 player. You tell me this is a top 5 player right now in the NBA, a top 10 player of all time. Why do we have to feel sorry for Steph Curry? This man was crying 4 minutes into a regular season game last night. Smash that like button and share the video. This man was crying 4 minutes into a regular season game last night. Can you imagine the vitriol from fans, haters, and media members alike if that was LeBron James crying 4 minutes into a regular season game because one of his teammates was ejected? People would have been making t-shirts with that face. People would have been making t-shirts out of that face he made if LeBron James was 4 minutes into a regular season game crying last night because one of his teammates got ejected. Steve Kerr said the weight of the franchise has been on Steph Curry for 15 years. Well, you guys tell me he's an all-time great player. This is what comes with the territory. Smash that like button and share the video. This is what comes with the territory. This is what comes with the territory. And you got guys like Herm that'll always cap for MJ or whatever, or Steph Curry. Bro, I just went over the stats. Steph Curry is barely top 40 in points all time. Barely top 40 in points all time. He's not a 28-year-old that's just entering his prime. He's not 29. He's not 26. He's not 30 years old, 31 years old. This man is damn near 36 years old. Smash that like button and share the video or stop me when I'm lying. Can I interest you again into some more stats? Can I interest you into some names, Herm? Can I interest you into some names, Herm? Can I interest you into some names? Derek Harper. Are you familiar with Derek? I know you familiar with Derek Harper. Reggie Theus. Terry Porter. John Lucas. Norm Nixon. There's a reason I said all these names. There's a reason I said all these names. I'm saying all these names because all of those people I just named have more all-time assists than Steph Curry. He's barely top 40 in all-time assists. And this is the man you guys tell me is a top 10 player and is the greatest point guard of all time. The greatest point guard of all time. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm talking basketball. I just told you. The man is top 40. He's 40th in all-time assists, 30th in all-time points. 2 rings with another so-called all-time great player in Kevin Durant, another so-called top 10 player of all time with Kevin Durant. 1 ring against an injury-riddled Cavaliers team led by LeBron James, Matthew Dellavedova, and Timofey Mozgov. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Drew Holiday has more all-time assists than Steph Curry. What are we talking about here? The man has barely more points all time than DeMar DeRozan. And I know you guys wouldn't even put DeMar DeRozan in your top 40 of all time. What are we talking about here? The man has been blessed with the opportunity to play with all-time greats like Kevin Durant, be on an all-time team like the 2016 Golden State Warriors. And that situation with Kevin Durant and that situation with the Golden State Warriors and that supporting cast that they had around him made his greatness inflated. So are we talking about his personal greatness or are we talking about his team accolades? Are we talking about his personal greatness or are we talking about his team accolades? Because when you say top 10 greatest player of all time, I don't care what you want. I'm giving you facts. This ain't narratives. Your so-called best point guard of all time is 40th in all-time assists as a 36-year-old leaving out of his prime. The same man who cried 4 minutes into a regular season game last night to get 17 points on 19 shots. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? I'm going to let you say your piece, Herm. I got you. I'm going to let you say your piece. I'm about to drop the link right now for you, brother. I'm about to drop it for you right now. I'm going to let you say your piece. And I know you're going to come up over here, and I know you're going to spew narrative talk, baloney talk, but I'm going to let you get yours off, man. I ain't no hater, and I ain't ducking nothing. I'm going to let you get yours off, bro. But at the end of the day, this is for the people that wanted to go toe-to-toe with me, and I don't see them nowhere in there. I don't see them nowhere in here. I done gave all of them the link. I done gave all of them the link to the video, the link to join the stream. I don't see all of them in here. Everybody that was telling me Steph Curry's in a top 5 and a top 10, and he's the best point guard of all time, I don't see none of those guys here. But I do respect Herm because I do see him here. Smash that like button and share the video, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me right now. Let me drop the link for this brother right here. Bro, I'm not capping, bro. He's 30th in all-time points as a 36-year-old. He's 40th in all-time assists as a 36-year-old. Granted, he's the best shooter of all time. But let's keep it real here. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. If he had to carry the load other superstars, other all-time greats had to carry, bro, are we having the same conversation? Let me know, brother.
I think your salute to you, by the way, Moose. But I think how you
Talk to me, bro.
evaluate
Talk to me, man.
I think how you evaluating Curry is the wrong way to evaluate him. Everybody know he is not a pure point guard. I don't even have him as a top. I got him number three all time of point guards. But when you talk about all time greatness, that's a whole different conversation. Um, you gotta put him anywhere. He's like in the top 15. Um,
I'll
he
take
is
that.
that.
I'll take that. As of right now, I'll take that. I'll take
I,
top 15.
he is that great because what he did in 2022
I
against
can't
a
take that
team,
away from him. I can't take that away from
a
him.
team, a team in Boston that was to me top to bottom better than that Warriors team. Steph Curry was so great in that series that I mean he beat them. But Curry, he gives the defense different looks. On the defense, had they scheme against Steph Curry, they got had they tried to scheme against that guy, because he could not only he's great off the ball, he's great on ball as well. And it's kind of hard to hold the guy. He could beat you with his handle. He could beat you running around screens like he Reggie Miller. And then he also sets screens to get another elite shooter in Klay Thompson open. But if you don't bite off of Klay, now he's getting a good look off of him setting screens as well. It's a lot of different aspects to Steph Curry's game that a lot of people overlook due to moments that he had. But what all the greats that ever played the game had bad moments.
Absolutely.
Whether they getting their ass kicked in the first round for the first few years of their career, whether they don't make the playoffs the first couple of years, or whatever it may be, blowing 3-1 leads the whole nine. But Steph Curry, to me, made up for that, blowing that 3-1 lead in 2022 against what he did against the Celtics. Nobody thought Golden State was going to actually make the finals, and not only they didn't think they was going to make the finals, they didn't think they was going to beat the Boston Celtics. Celtics were the favorites, and he
That
overcame
I
that.
give you.
And he overcame that. Yes, when he had Kevin Durant, it wasn't fair. We understand that, but to me, that's more hindered on Kevin Durant's legacy, though. I'm not even gonna put that on Curry because Curry didn't
You
lead.
don't feel like they share. You don't feel like they share that.
No,
Th-
I put that on Kevin Durant. Yes, Curry had to accept it, which he did. But end of the day, ultimately, Curry is not a guy that's really gonna make big deals about things that will make a big deal out of. So when you look at Steph Curry, you gotta look at him in a whole different light, a whole different way, and think about his whole story. He wasn't even a top five pick, um, and he
he should
still
have
ended
been
up.
though.
He
He should
still
have been. I'll
having
give him that. He should have been for what
yeah,
he
but
did in
but he
college and the run that he had in the tournament. I feel like he should have been.
but in despite of all that, he still turned a franchise that we never thought we was gonna see win in our lifetime, created it to a dynasty. They truly a dynasty. It's at its end now. They ain't gonna never win shit else. But the fact that he brought 4 rings to that franchise, the fact that he changed the game to the point where everybody wants to be spread out. A lot of teams want to run the small ball lineups. He has a lot of influence on the game. That's why your guy, LeBron Ramon James, talked about Steph Curry and like how he influenced the game. Hey, he's one of the bigger influences of all time. So you guys don't. Nobody really gonna say Curry is is up there with the Jordans, up there with the LeBrons. But at the same time, people like if we pair him up against Hakeem Olajuwon, Curry may have an argument to say that he's better than Hakeem Olajuwon. Curry may have an argument to say that he's better all time than Shaq. He may have those type of arguments. He may say, things of that nature. Larry
Mm-mm.
Birds. He got an argument against those guys. So it's
He
not
may have an
far
argument
fetched.
against Bird. He may have an argument against Dream, but from sheer dominance, I don't think he has an argument against Shaquille O'Neal.
I think he actually do because his dominance it's in a different light. But think about how teams was confused, basically had to stop that offense to go to state, how it was so unstoppable. This is even before Kevin Durant got there, that this nigga was the unanimous MVP because it was so hard to stop this nigga. And you really have to guard on 94 feet, but it's really impossible to do that.
No,
You know what I'm
you're right.
saying?
You're right. And what I feel like what really made that really possible, right? What really made that possible, right? And what really gets lost a lot of times is in his prime, before injuries, the level where Klay Thompson was at gets overlooked. The threat that Klay Thompson was gets overlooked. The passer that Draymond Green and facilitator that Draymond Green was gets overlooked. So to me, it's like a lot of the variables, a lot of the situations he was in, a lot of the breaks they got, a lot of the things that went right for the Warriors in their heyday of that dynasty run helps inflate Steph Curry, but doesn't help inflate none of his other teammates, excluding Kevin Durant.
But I'm gonna put it like this, Moose. Now, if this was a conversation saying that Steph Curry is on the same level as LeBron James, everything you said would have been right on point. Because
And
to
that
me,
that's my conversation for these guys in the chat that I was just on the Discord with that's telling me Steph Curry is top five and Steph Curry's top five this and he's greatest point guard of all time. Brother, he's not a 31-year-old that has 5 years of a prime to finish his resume. This man is going on 36. You top 30 in all-time points. You top 40, you in 30th place in all-time points. You in 40th place in all-time assists. You benefited from another so-called all-time great, a top 10 all-time great player, allegedly, in the super team merchant Kevin Durant joining you. You
and
benefited from having you
here's my
benefited
point.
on having somebody who was in your stratosphere when it comes to shooting the three-point ball, and Klay Thompson. You
That's true,
benefited
but
from
the
that, and I
only
kind
the
of feel
only
like that inflates his status to where it got some of these guys feeling he's top five, top three, whatever, wherever they have him all time. I'm
but
not
this
saying he's great. I'm not saying that he might be top 10 when it's all said and done. But as of right now, I cannot put that man in my top five.
hey, but look though, this the argument that people could throw back at you though.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
you threw the Kevin Durant factor to try to somewhat hinder his overall legacy, but at the same time, what has Kevin Durant done ever since he left Stephen Curry? So you can actually put in context and say that Steph Curry is actually responsible for Kevin Durant getting those Finals MVPs, and really one of them, Steph Curry should have won the Finals MVP. On top of that, the fact that he turned Kevin Durant into a winner. Kevin Durant only two championships came with the Warriors, and he haven't came close ever since. And he may not ever win the title again. So let's just say Kevin Durant doesn't win another championship. You get the point that you use to hurt Curry actually gonna be the point to elevate him because all-time greater Kevin Durant only won championships with Stephen Curry is the reason. Kevin Durant never been single covered the way that he was at Golden State until
Never,
he
never,
joined
never. You got
Curry.
you got a point right there. Never, never has he had. And he wasn't the focal point. And I'll give you that. He wasn't the focal point of the defenses in those finals. And that's why you've seen a lot of Kevin Durant driving to the basket untouched, a lot of Kevin Durant open shots. The focus was on Steph Curry. I do give you that. I do give you that. And I'm not taking anything away from Steph that he's not a great player, he's not an all-time great player, or he will be an all-time top 10 player when it's all said and done, whenever it's all said and done for him. My whole thing is, to me, he's not top five.
And I think you would have got a lot of flack, or a lot of people probably would have came in if you should have probably just done the topic. Is Steph Curry can Steph Curry be mentioned in the same conversation as LeBron James, Michael Jordan? If you would have just put those two names, and people probably would have been in outrage over that, or you would have got a lot of Steph Curry fans come in and try to say, yeah, he is up there with LeBron and Michael Jordan, and they probably would have understood where you coming from. Because right now, If you
because you
just
got
on
to.
a
But
person,
even where I'm coming from right now, okay, you put Michael Jordan to the side, put a LeBron James to the side. To me, you can't put Steph in that same category as a Kobe Bryant. I feel like Kobe Bryant got the edge on a Steph Curry.
I agree with that. I got Kobe over Curry. I do got Kobe over Curry for sure. But like I said, I gave you those borderline top 10 names though. Hakeem Olajuwon is borderline. Shaquille O'Neal is a borderline top 10. Larry Bird, as years go
I
on,
got a
it's
I got a
actually
hard time with that Shaq one, bro. I
the
got
the,
a
the,
hard
the,
time with
re,
that Shaq one.
the reason being Shaq's somewhat underachieved. He actually didn't live up to what he really actually should have been. He actually should be a top three player of all time. So I think that hindered Shaq in a sense. But Steph Curry's impact, I think, is far greater than Shaq. Shaq still needed other guys to get him there. Like I said, he wasn't a winner until he was paired with Kobe Bryant. Then once he left the Lakers, he went into another situation in Miami that you had a young Dwayne Wade. So I mean, end of the day, yes, everybody needs somebody. Yes, all the all-time greats need great surrounding talent. But at the same time, I think Steph Curry's impact was far greater than Shaquille O'Neal's and even Akeem
Mm.
Olajuwon. But what would save Akeem Olajuwon in a lot of situations is the fact that 1994 season actually saves Hakeem Olajuwon because he carried the team with no All Stars
Come on, that
into an
supporting
NBA
cast.
championship. Yeah, he had nothing but role players, and he still won.
That was
So
a team full of true role players.
yeah, so
True.
that's what keeps him in the top 10. But I think Stephen Curry, you can actually say the same thing with him in a sense in 2022. He did the same thing the last one did in 2022. When you actually look at it the right way, yes, Andrew Wiggins was an all-star, but really, nobody really believed in Andrew Wiggins like that,
Up until
especially
that
when
point,
it
I'll
comes
give you that. I'll give you that. Up until
when it
that
comes to
point.
the playoffs. So end of the day, in the sense, you could say what Curry did in 2022 is comparable with Olajuwon did in '94, and plus Stephen Curry beat a more talented team in the Boston Celtics than what Olajuwon faced in that finals with the New York Knicks. So I mean, it's close. He got some people that you can have an argument with. Shaq, yes, he's the diesel. Yes, he's the most dominant force ever. But when it comes to all-time greatness, I think Stephen Curry has an argument against Shaq. Hell, if you ask Shaq, he'll probably say Stephen Curry is over him right now. If you ask
Do
Shaquille
you think
O'Neal,
he has an argument against the Magic Johnson, against the Larry Bird?
the only reason he probably won't against Magic and Bird, but he could have one against Bird. But I'm gonna say why he won't though is because Magic Johnson and Larry Bird saved the whole league. So if they didn't save the league, we wouldn't see the MJs. We would not saw the LeBron James. We wouldn't even see the Steph Currys of the world right now. So with them having the impact saving the whole league, that's why people have them highly revered, and that's why they still keep them in the conversation today because their impact on the overall game. The '80s did save the NBA. Their rivalry did save the league, and plus, for the most part, in the '80s, it was Lakers. It was all about the Lakers and Celtics. You had the 76ers filled in, and you also had the Detroit Pistons filling like for those years. But at the same time, it was really about the Lakers and the Celtics and that rivalry and those two for the Magic and Larry rivalry as well saved the league. So yeah, they go most part try to keep them in the top 10 forever. But Curry does have an argument though. Even with Magic Johnson, if you really look at it, even though Magic Johnson
Mm,
to me
I mean,
the
the only
best
thing you
point
could
guard
really
ever
use
though.
against Magic Johnson is the supporting cast argument. You could say, okay, Magic Johnson, you had Kareem, you had a James Worthy, but outside
Yep.
of that, I don't really see I, you know what I mean? He had influence. He changed the game in his own ways compared to what Steph Curry did. So crazy TV. I see you in the chat talking about thank you, bro. You had a chance to join and spit your talk. You ain't even spit your talk.
I got some takes.
Oh, some more brave people came up here. I'm proud of y'all supporting my brother Moose, man. Shout out to Moose, though. Shout
Yeah,
out to
I was
Moose for
waiting for
doing
y'all.
this
shout
I
out to
was
shit.
waiting. Y'all
Moose.
was
Shout
talking
out to
heavy
Moose
in the
Talk.
Discord. I was waiting for y'all.
So I got some takes for Steph Curry. You know what? Cause we are basketball fans, and legacy doesn't matter. I didn't like the Kevin Durant move to the Warriors, me personally, because this is all about legacy. Cause it's like someone saved Steph Curry legacy while Kevin Durant legacy went down. All right. We say, oh, Kevin Durant didn't win before he got to Golden State. But let's not forget, these players are in their prime. All of them are in their prime. And Steph Curry had enough talent to face LeBron fair and square in the finals, so that rivalry can be a historical moment for NBA fans. You know, like when Bird and Magic went up against each other back then, even though they stayed in the NBA, they both teams like matched up with talent wise when they went at each other. And they had a lot of star talent on those teams back then, you know. So I just think that the whole Kevin Durant going to Warriors, saving Steph Curry's team to win against the Cavs, I thought it was whack. Because I'm like, come on, KD, like you were the best player in the West. You may not have. He didn't get past the Warriors when he was down 3-1, but they could have ran it back with that same Thunder team, or KD could have went to the Rockets or to the Spurs, you know, to help them get a chip or something. Don't go to a team that beat you. I've never seen nothing like that before I've seen a superstar go to a team that beat him, you know. So we're still waiting to see if KD can win another chip. But
I don't think it happens.
I
I
don't
don't think it
believe
happens.
Steph Curry is going to win another chip. Their dynasty is over. I'm stating that right now. They are not making a further playoff push. And if the Lakers do see the Warriors in the playoffs this year, LeBron is still going to eliminate them. Because LeBron has always been better than Steph Curry. And he
I got
figured
a
out how to
question to
beat
all
them.
y'all. I got a question to all y'all right here. It might be a little bit off topic, but it does have to do with Steph Curry, right? And I talked about this on the stream last night. Where do the Warriors go from here? And should Steph Curry want to leave and go to a new organization?
Um, all right. That's up to Steph because he has been with the Warrior organization his whole career. So I don't know if he wants to leave. He will leave if they don't surround him with better players to help him win. You know, because right now his dynasty is over. As far as Draymond and Clay, they're not the same anymore. You know, all right, they are not. So that whole small ball lineup is not working no more in this league, and he is going to have to make a tough decision. They might even get rid of Draymond. I know Draymond's a big piece for their championship because he's like the IQ player and he does everything on the court for them. But when he leaves, I don't know how they're going to make another push because he was a big piece to them winning as well. But I don't know. I mean, he might have to lead the Warriors. You know, because remember, the Warriors were trying to make a trade for LeBron a while ago. That's strange. That was real strange. So, you know, it just goes to tell you what really be going on with these players.
Well, if Steph Curry does leave, I got a suggestion for him right now. Steph, if you do leave, join up with a young team, teach this young team how to win, and I think they got you surrounded by the right talent. If you go, they got cap space. You go to this team, the money that you get would be tax free. Man, join the Orlando Magic. You will instantly make them a contender. You would
Term,
change the
you become
culture
my
there.
new favorite person right now because that's my team. You became my
It,
new favorite
uh,
person just because you said
even
that.
though, even though even though the Magic is turning around their culture anyway, Steph, you will elevate it even more. You will have nothing but defenders surrounding you on the court that can defend. So you know you a great team defender, so that will fit your standpoint. Then you got some guys on there that got instant buckets. You got a guy Pablo that could carry the load. You teach him how to win. You teach him how to be a professional, and you go open the floor up for him. Then you got Wagner. You and Wagner. Hey, y'all go somewhat try to duplicate what you and Clay did.
They got some
So
long wings too,
yeah,
on that team. And the thing is, Jonathan Isaac, he'll be perfect for protecting the paint because he's one of the best rim protectors in the league right now. So
yeah.
anytime somebody, He
And
gets past him. He on that.
then you got Jalen Suggs, a guy that could actually run the offense, and you don't even have to run the offense, Steph Curry. You can run freely on those screens like you like to, and you will get a lot of easy looks because you don't have to create because you got other guys on the Magic team that can create just like you. That's a perfect situation for you if you decide to leave Golden State. I think you earned the right to leave Golden State, and nobody should say anything. You brought 4 rings to a franchise that haven't won shit since Rick Barry was there. At the end of the day, you did something great. So Curry, my advice to you is go to Orlando Magic. I would say the Heat, but hell, the Heat slick running its course because they got older now. Go to a young team in Orlando. You got some young bulls. You got some guys that can fulfill all the shit that you don't have to do daily in every game. You go to the Magic, Steph Curry. Then you in the Eastern Conference too, by the way. So that would be
Mm-hmm.
that would be
Definitely
that would be
easier
a little more
conference.
easier for you. And you get tax free money, man. Imagine getting your last big contract and it's tax free. So go to
Mm-hmm.
Orlando, Steph Curry. And
Uh,
then that
Yes,
would even
but
enhance your legacy even more. And Moose would have to shut the hell up by saying you not top 10.
He
I'm gonna keep
top
it
10.
real, man. I'm gonna keep it real. Last
not
night,
bad. He not. Yeah.
I
Go.
mentioned this team, and you know what I mean. If I'm the Golden State, I'm not saying from a Steph should want to go there, even though I wouldn't like. I don't see why he wouldn't want to go to where I'm about to say. But if I'm the Golden State Warriors and I'm looking at that franchise and I'm looking at how stuck in mud we are with the personnel on that team, if and Steph Curry being the person I can get the most value from, I wouldn't if I'm in that front office, I would call the OKC Thunder and see if we could do business with the picks they have and the young players they have. If I'm the Golden State front office, that's one of the teams I would be calling would be the OKC Thunder. I don't know if Steph would go to OKC and want to live and play in OKC, but if I'm the Golden State front office, I'm calling the OKC Thunder and I'm seeing what I can get with all those picks and young players they got over there.
Yeah, his damn wife ain't gonna want to be in no damn Oklahoma City though. So
Yeah, I don't think so either. If Kevin
she'll
Durant
deal,
didn't
she'll
want to be
deal with
there, Steph
Orlando.
don't want to be there either.
She'll be cool, Orlando.
We got Disneyland out here.
Yo, I seen them do like a lineup of the old OKC Warriors. I mean, the old OK Kevin Durant and the new ones. And I'm like, wow, like that's interesting how they like. I seen like this little picture, and they had like both teams like in a photo grid. And I was telling myself like, damn, if KD just stayed, because you know they did have a squad. I know KD have a lot of excuses on why he didn't want to play with them, but we can't say OKC wasn't a tough contender. They were.
Now, but Moose, why are you talking about OKC, Moose? Kevin Durant should request a trade when the Suns get their ass kicked this year and try to go back to OKC.
Right.
That
I
way
think
the
I
Yep.
think he
that way the
does.
Suns could
I
get some
honestly
draft
think I don't know
collateral.
where he'll end up, but I think he does.
They need to get rid of Josh Giddey. I stand on that, man. I'm telling you, he's a liability on the floor. He can't go right. Can't you know? Can't he can't stretch the floor now for some odd reason. I mean, we kind of know why, but like he's just in his own head. But like he's not good for that team, in my opinion. I think they should move
Uh,
off of him.
the
I
Suns
don't
have
like.
the Suns have a tough schedule.
They do.
Definitely going to be losing games because they have a hard time closing in the fourth quarter. And
Would you be surprised though? You would think that Booker, Beal, and KD
yeah,
would
but
get it
Booker's
done in the
not a true
fourth.
point guard. All right, we just got to be honest about the players sometimes. Booker's not a true point guard.
No, he's not a point guard.
He
He can
just
pass. He can
yeah,
pass, but he's not.
yeah,
He's
but he's
not
not a
true
point.
facilitator. Yeah, yeah, that's
You
true.
Yeah,
know, they honestly don't. In my eyes, they honestly don't have a true point guard. And Kevin Durant's been playing a lot of facilitator, a lot of lead guard, but I feel like that takes away from what he does best. You know what I mean? I feel like he could play in the mid post at this stage in his career. He should be playing like Dirk, a prime Dirk. Get the ball at the high post, get the ball at the elbows, work from there. But I feel like he's putting in too much work trying to facilitate and bring the ball up. Is hurting the team. You're relying too much on Kevin Durant.
he's
Bradley
never played
Beal
like.
hasn't been the Bradley Beal they wanted him to be. I don't know, man. I don't know what these guys can do. It's a real shame that you have a team of Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker, and you're fighting for your playoff playing lives, being the eighth seed, almost the ninth seed, teetering between 7th, 8th, 9th, with less than 10 games left in the season. You know what I mean? And being that Kevin Durant, you asked to be a Phoenix Suns. You forced the Brooklyn Nets' hand to be a Phoenix Sun. You got there. You couldn't get past the Denver Nuggets. Then when you couldn't get past the Denver Nuggets, the two reasons why the Phoenix Suns have been relevant in recent years, Monty Williams and Chris Paul, you sign off on the new ownership group, getting rid of both of them. And here you are with Bradley Beal and Devin Booker, and you're fighting to be an 8th seed. It doesn't look good, man.
Right. Yeah, don't look good. It don't look good for his legacy. It's gonna be like another like one I think his second greatest failure if he doesn't make a push for the Suns. But I'm telling you, the Suns have a tough matchup right now for the teams that they're facing as we move forward in the season. And then I also wanted to say like the Warriors face the Houston Rockets on April 4th, and I think that series will define who's going to be the 10th seed. You
You
know,
think so?
yes, that's going to find who's going to be the 10th seed for the Warriors or the Rockets because they face each other on April 4th. Because remember, the Rockets have already won 10 games; they're coming.
Yeah, I know
So,
that I've been talking about them here on my channel. I've been talking about them for like the last 2 weeks, man. Me and my man So Crazy TV. You know, we just started the podcast, the Underrated and Hated Show. We got episode 2 coming out tonight. But we've been talking about the Rockets for the last 2 weeks. They're without Alperen Sengun. They won 10 in a row. I honestly believe they won't have to wait till April 4th to pass the Warriors in the standings.
right. I mean, yeah, that's true. But all I'm saying is April 4th. I'm just saying that will define like who's going to make a further push. I'm just saying, like who really wants it. April 4th. I
Yeah,
think I
facts,
can't wait. I
facts.
want to watch that game because that's going to be. I feel like that's going. It's not a rock. I mean, yeah, that is a rivalry for the Warriors and the Rockets because they always win at each other. So I just can't wait to see that matchup because that one. This is a new Rockets team. This is not the James Harden Rockets. All right, these Rockets are serious. They may be young, but they are serious and they coming. So
Yeah, they definitely coming, and they want all the smoke. They want all the smoke. Tari Eason of the Houston Rockets last night after the game, he had his face in the camera talking about Warriors come out and play. Like they want all the smoke, and they see
yeah,
the pressure that Steph Curry's under. They see the lack of help that Steph Curry has. They seen him put up 17 points on 19 shots last night. They feel that. They feel like when you see Steph Curry as frustrated as he was in that Magic game last night, and you're a young team, you're the Houston Rockets, you got an edge in head coach, and I believe when it comes to the Warriors and the Rockets got the edge with head coaching and Ime Udoka. You got toughness with Dylan Brooks. Say what you want to say about him. You got toughness and championship experience with Fred VanVleet. And then you got those young guys. And Amin Thompson last night was 25 and 15. You got Jabari Smith Jr., who's been playing better as of late. And Alperen Sengun is set to come back before the season ends. I believe they overtake the Golden State Warriors for that 10th spot, man.
yeah. I mean, that will possibly happen. I did. Well, we are going to see the Warriors versus the Lakers in April, so we're going to see that last game for us, like uh Steph versus LeBron. I believe the Lakers will take them out because we are on a winning streak right now for the Lakers. I'm a Laker. I'm going for the Lakers to win it all. So I believe the Lakers will defeat the Warriors in April as well, and I think that'll be their last. Well, I don't know if it's going to be their last matchup because I think LeBron is still playing for a couple more years. But I don't know what Steph's going to do for his career. But that's going to be I think that's going to hurt Steph as far as like him not making it further in the playoffs and them getting eliminated from the playoffs. Because I could just see it coming. I don't know. I just got this feeling that they're not gonna make it.
Hell yeah, man. I think they're cooked. I don't see them making it, man. And back to my main point, I think that's a knock on Steph Curry's legacy too. I feel
I
like
mean,
with this
I
roster,
think it's
there's no
karma.
reason for you guys to be in 10th or 11th. I honestly don't believe
It's
that.
karma.
I
It's karma.
honestly believe they're better than their record.
Yeah, I think it's karma.
And what you feel like that karma's for?
For adding Kevin Durant to their team, I think karma right there because they were. Come on, y'all. In the 2017 season, they were sweeping teams, and that was unfair for the competition. We've like, I know teams get swept, but the
Hmm.
shit that they were doing in the West was unbelievable. And I was just like, why are they doing it? They're making it easier for them to win, and that was unfair to the basketball gods. And the basketball gods came knocking.
And here's my
But
whole
would you
thing with
agree
that,
though that
right?
okay?
Here's my whole thing with that, right? My whole thing is, why does Kevin Durant wear the brunt of the blame for all of that?
All right, Kevin Durant gets the blame because look, you're a competitor. You got to remember, NBA players are competitors, right? No damn competitor, as far as we know, players are better than what they were in the '90s. They always say the '90s is the greatest players of all time in the '90s, right? A lot of people always say that. I honestly feel like the basketball that I grew up on, players are a lot better, more talented. All right, and Kevin Durant takes the blame because he was the second greatest player in the West. He was better than Curry, even though Curry beat him. That's why they went to go get him. All right, if he wasn't that good, they wouldn't went to go knock on his door because they
Yeah,
did
but
beat
my
him in
thing
the
is this,
playoffs.
right? My thing is like, I understand that, but my thing is this. Okay, it was Kevin Durant's decision at the end of the day. He was the free
That's
agent. He
true.
made the decision. But at the
That
same
shows
time,
Kevin's not a leader. That shows Kevin's not a leader, right? That
at
shows
the,
No,
at
he's
the
not a
same
leader.
time, that should be a knock on everybody else that was involved. That should be a
it's a
knock
knock
on
on
Steph
all of them.
Curry.
I
That
don't
should be
like
a
all.
knock on Draymond. That should be a knock on the Warriors, period.
Yeah, that's a knock on all the whole Warrior organization for sure. But you know how NBA fans are. Their people love Steph. If you look how Steph career has went, even after KD left, they still love Steph. People love this guy. He's never gotten criticized for losing like that, far as the hatred and stuff. He's never experienced anything like that. He's always been a likable guy, as far as an NBA player, right? So he definitely gets blamed for me. I don't fuck with the dude, when he made that move, you know. So I knew what was up when they did that. They choked. They had the worst choke in finals history. And people like to say, people like the sports analysts like to say, oh, Draymond got, how they say Draymond had got suspended because Draymond was doing Draymond things.
Hmm.
We got to remember Kyrie and Kevin Love got injured. They don't never give Cavs uh a better give Cavs a better take in the 2015 run when they got injured. They got injured. Do we see the sports analysts making excuses for the Cavs? No, because it's LeBron. LeBron got to fight through it all. All this. Well, he took them 6 games. It's not LeBron's fault that the damn role players couldn't step up and and make shots and play against that tough ass team. Like, come on. Like, Bron took them 6 games. Bron needs help too. Every superstar needs help. And Kyrie was his help, and Kyrie got injured. But we saw what happened in 2016 when Kyrie was on that damn floor. All right. And then they had enough talent to face the Cavs because remember, they went 7 games, and the games was close when that game ended. So why did they go get Kevin Durant? Because they did not. Because guess what? They got Kevin Durant because they didn't want their legacies to end like that in the finals, or they didn't want because they probably wasn't even going to be able to make another finals as well.
No, I feel like they would have made it back to the finals. I feel like I'll give them that. I'll give them that. I feel like them coming back 3-1 against the Thunder. I feel like that took the heart out of the Thunder. Well, not really just the Thunder. I feel like that took the heart out of Kevin Durant. And that's what makes his decision much more worse for him joining the Golden State
No,
Warriors.
I mean his
Because
heart.
I feel
Wait,
like the rest of those Thunders, I feel like the rest of those Thunder players felt like, you know what, we could come right back at these dudes and we
why?
could take, you know what I mean? But I felt Kevin Durant didn't believe that.
Yeah, but we got to also understand this. He wanted to beat LeBron too. Remember, Bron beat him in 2012, and Bron has always beat him in the regular season games. All right, so he
Oh yeah,
wanted
to
to
me it
smoke
was
what?
always a conspiracy. I feel like they was
Right.
all in cahoots. I feel
He
like Kevin Durant and the Warriors were in cahoots. They
right,
teamed up. They teamed up for the greater good of taking out LeBron James. And I
right,
feel like Kevin Durant realized he was used as a mercenary when he
right.
realized he looked around like he didn't have the respect of the front office. He didn't have the respect of his teammates. And he realized he was used as a mercenary, used as a pawn in a greater scheme to conspire against LeBron James. Now, most people might say that's narrative talk, Moose, but hey, let me get mine off. That's what I truly believe. I believe they was in cahoots to conspire against LeBron James winning more championships.
Right. You know that. Organizations fear LeBron, not just players. These damn organizations build teams to come at LeBron. Because remember, let's go way back in time. In 2007, when he made his first NBA finals, even though he lost to that damn super team Spurs, they had a Sam Core on that side. What did
Mm-hmm.
Boston do? What did Boston do? They try to be like, oh, Paul Pierce didn't go and recruit. No, Boston organization went to go recruit those damn players. They
Yeah,
recruited Ray John Rondo.
Kevin McHale, and Danny Ainge were in cahoots.
Right. These organizations are recruiting players to fucking take out LeBron because they know he can take out Boston if Boston don't have KG, if Boston don't have Ray Allen, if Boston don't have Rajon Rondo, So he got to go up against all that because the organization put that together. So we try to put so much smoke on Bron for leaving, but it's LeBron's organization, which is Cleveland, kind of this city of losers, that didn't put star players around LeBron when he was younger, because he still could have went further if he would have had more talent on his team. So
Absolutely, 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 man. Who else do we got in here, man? Let me see y'all chime in, man. Y'all said y'all had a whole bunch to say. Where y'all at? Smash that like button and share the video, man. So Crazy TV, where you at, man? You quiet, man. I got you on the stage, brother. Yeah, a
so
lot of
that,
these
I
guys, man,
think
they want to.
that's
A
I
lot of
think
these guys
that's
want to say they couldn't come up here and want to speak their piece. Here's y'all chance to speak y'all piece on this situation. Go ahead, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, but yeah, everybody. So a lot of people be chat warriors, but that's my truth on LeBron's legacy. As far as him having to face organizations and players coming in cahoots and wanting to team up. They always talk about Bron's teaming up. Look at all these other players teaming up to face him. So come
Yeah,
on,
come on.
yo.
I feel like the Clippers wouldn't be the Clippers if it wasn't for LeBron. The whole reason for Kawhi Leonard and Paul George coming together was LeBron James. I
Right,
feel like the
but
whole reason for the Warriors and Kevin Durant coming together was LeBron James. I feel
right,
like a lot of teams were built
right.
to go against LeBron James, not necessarily go against whatever team LeBron James was on, but literally just go against LeBron James.
Right. And then I didn't like that Kyrie left him because like that was the best number two I felt like. And I was just like, why couldn't they stay together? Because Steph and Clay stayed together. Clay knew his place. Clay knew that he wasn't Steph Curry. So he didn't Clay didn't create that atmosphere where it's like, nigga, I'm the best player. And if I'm not getting on the side, I'm leaving. Clay didn't do that to Steph. So I take some blame. I mean, I like Kyrie, but he gets some blame too. You never won a championship till Brown went to the Cavs, boy. If you was that dude, you would have won before he stepped on the damn Cavs team.
I mean, I can't knock Kyrie for doing what he did. You know what I mean? He may realize that now that wasn't always the right idea, but you always want somebody, especially man, when it comes to me, I'm a player's first guy when it comes to the NBA. You know what I mean? I say to hell with organizational loyalty. I'm a player's
Right,
first
right,
guy,
right. You
right?
still got to, yep. You still got to go,
You know
go
what I
do
mean?
what's best for
Kyrie
your
was a
career.
young guy. If he felt he needed to make the best decision for him, I can't knock him for saying, I'm gonna go make the best decision for me. In hindsight, he might look back on it and say, damn, I should have stayed another year or I should have stayed another 2 years and rocked this thing out with Braun. But in that moment that he was at, and I gotta be real. I gotta be real with a lot of great players, with a lot of great tandems, with a lot of great big threes, it's usually the media that drives wedges in between players. And I feel like I honestly living in Ohio at that time where those guys were on the same team with each other, I honestly feel the media was driving a wedge between LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. And I kind of feel like Kyrie Irving took the bait a little bit with the media driving a wedge between them. And that's what caused the rift. And ultimately, Kyrie Irving wanted to go out and experience things on his own. And I can't knock Kyrie Irving for feeling like that.
Moose, can I ask you this then?
As
So,
you
what
know,
would your thoughts be on James Harden then, when he's requesting a trade all over the place? Because I do agree. I do agree in player empowerment. Ain't nothing wrong if you feel like you need to go somewhere else to prove your own greatness, or if you feel like you gotta do this as my own, as like a number one option. I don't knock anyone for wanting to do that. But do you think that there's a certain line that players do kind of like plateau, or like where do you think that line should?
Yeah, and I feel like James Harden is the line, right? And he may be right in what happened in Philadelphia with him and Daryl Morey and him getting backdoored by Daryl Morey, but you brought this on yourself. You quit your way and asked for a trade out of Houston. You had a perfect situation. You had the keys to the franchise. You had a team that was on the verge of being a championship team. You didn't get it done in 17. You didn't get it done in 18. You didn't get it done in 19. I understand. You didn't get it done in 2020 in the bubble with Russell Westbrook. I feel like James Harden should have never left the Houston Rockets. But you requested your way out of Houston. Every wish that James Harden asked, every wish that he wanted was granted to him. So I don't really understand his gripe with Daryl Morey, even though he might have a case with Daryl Morey backdooring him. But look, you got your way in Houston. You got your gift. You were traded. You ended up in Brooklyn with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. Whatever happened there is whatever happened there. You got your way. Daryl Morey on a helicopter flew to New York, picked you up from Brooklyn personally, and saved you from the Nets and brought you to Philadelphia. Each opportunity that you had in Philadelphia to succeed, you failed when the chips were in your favor. You failed, James Harden. You failed. You had an opportunity to beat the Celtics last year. You didn't do it. You had an opportunity to beat them in a game 7. You and Joel Embiid laid an egg. And then when the season came to an end, you threw Doc Rivers under the bus. Joel Embiid did not want Doc Rivers fired after the season last year. You threw him under the bus with the recommendation of your man Daryl Morey got rid of Doc Rivers. Now, Daryl Morey at the same time had to look at reality and see, like, I know I may have promised you all this money, but honestly, James, you're not worth all of this money. We can give you this money and help the team around you more, and maybe that'll get us over the hump. And James Harden was looking at it like, I already took a pay cut by opting into my player option, and you promised me a big contract, and there's no big contract. Well, I'm going to quit my way out of town. And you lied to me. Okay?
yeah,
And even with Daryl Morey so quote unquote lying to you, James Harden, you demanded a trade once again, and your preferred destination was the Los Angeles Clippers. And lo and behold, if Daryl Morey really backstabbed you, if Daryl Morey is really a liar, he did you a favor and still got you to the Los Angeles Clippers? Come on now. Come on.
Yeah, but you gotta also
Harden be capping, bro.
take accountability for not playing out their contracts. They're making like, will they take away player empowerment? I mean, I think it's still gonna always stand, but I think the league has to come in and tell players like, hey, look, you guys gotta play out your contract. You can't just be asking for trades when we're signing for all this damn money. They're paying these players a lot of money. They gotta play out their contract. That's not right for them to just be requesting trades like that when they're getting paid a lot of money from these organizations too.
Nah, facts. Now, so crazy TV. What'd you say, bro? Would you want to chime in?
Hey, y'all can hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you now, bro.
Okay. What I was trying to say earlier, to bring back to the conversation we were talking about KD, right? I feel like the Golden State Warriors were afraid of LeBron because he had them boys figured out, so they had to go get KD. That's the only choice they had, because if they didn't go get KD, that nigga Braun would have had 2 rings, and we just got to respect that, bro.
Yeah, honestly,
And
I feel
that's
like
just
they
how
both
I feel,
needed each
bro.
other.
We can't
Yeah,
respect it, but
We just got to admit that, bro, because he had them figured out. I mean, 15, he played without Kyrie, Kevin Love, and that boy still put up them stats that he put up, right? And just like you said, he lost his six, so they had to go grab KD, bro. That's the only chance they had to beat Brown.
yeah, for real. I mean, I kind of feel like LeBron and the Cavaliers, you know what I mean? Much like without
Mm,
even, I don't even think you could put David Blatt in that. And I feel like LeBron and Ty Lue had the Warriors figured out in 2015. They just didn't
mm.
have the bodies to compete with them.
Right, right,
You know what I
facts,
mean? I
bro.
feel like that they didn't have the bodies to compete with them. You know what I mean? 2016, they figured them out. They were able to come back from 3-1. And here's the thing, right? Here's the
Mm,
thing. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. If you guys remember the landscape of the summer of 2016, there was only really four places that Kevin Durant could have went. Kevin Durant could have
mm,
stayed in OKC. Kevin Durant could have went to the Golden State Warriors. Kevin Durant could have winded up on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Kevin Durant could have winded up on the Boston Celtics.
I thought he was gonna go to DC too.
Nah, he would have never chose DC. And for me, like
he's
where I lose respect for Kevin Durant is
Mm,
like you were up 3-1 and then you got smoked by them. Not only did you get smoked by them, you felt in your heart you couldn't beat this team with the guys that you had.
right.
And that shows me you don't have a certain belief within yourself.
Mm,
You didn't have a certain belief within yourself to a point where you didn't feel like with the guys you had, Russell Westbrook, Steven Adams, Enos Cantor, who were on their front line, Serge Ibaka, all that Dion Waiters, the guys that you had, the squad that you had that year, you felt like you couldn't beat them, and you felt like these guys weren't good enough, so I'd rather join them. And to me, it came off of it wasn't really Kevin Durant joining the Warriors to win a championship. It kind of felt like Kevin Durant joining the Warriors to stop LeBron James from winning championships. I feel like that was their motivation. Like, we both
yeah.
need each other. The Warriors, we need you, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, you need us. And that's why I said like
Mm,
Kevin Durant is a super team merchant. You could say what you want about LeBron James with super teams. You could say whatever you want with any other superstars with super teams. But when it comes to being a super team merchant, it's really Kevin Durant. Who has played with the supporting cast that Kevin Durant has played with throughout the career? Nobody.
mm,
I don't care if you're a role player. I don't care if you're a superstar. Nobody has had the supporting cast members that like Kevin Durant has had. Look at his early OKC Thunder days, to the Golden State Warriors, to the Brooklyn Nets, and now to the Phoenix Suns. Nobody has had supporting cast like Kevin Durant, and that shows me he doesn't have a certain belief about himself when it comes to
mm,
being an all-time great or when it comes to being that dude.
that,
mm.
yeah.
Yeah, you got a point, bro. You got
It
a
really
point. I
tells me
agree.
all I need to know about him, like having a certain belief system within himself.
I mean, we know
Look,
he
just,
ain't a
just look
leader,
at the
you know.
names he's played with, bro. Nobody has played with the talent.
Yeah, that's crazy. He
And
took it
I'm
to a
talking
whole new
about
level.
Steph Curry included. I'm talking about LeBron James. I'm talking about Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal. Say whoever the hell you want. Nobody has played with the talent that Kevin Durant has had throughout his career, bro. And for him to only have two championships and two Finals MVP for the amount of talent, for the amount of cast members and supporting cast that he's had on four different franchises, bro, that says a
Hmm.
lot about who he thinks he is as a
Right.
player.
Yeah, but you right about that. But in Brooklyn, he fell short in Brooklyn. I don't know if James Harden was injured. Because if
Right.
they could have
Yeah,
Brooklyn could have took that. Brooklyn could have got
yeah
it.
they could have.
Something happened on that side for us. His whole, But like I said, that's just the basketball gods. I believe in the basketball gods, and they're just putting karma on certain players because of what they did when they did the Warrior team up. That's just karma.
Right. That was his karma though, because Irving got injured, and we know James Harden wasn't the same, bro. He
Yeah,
wasn't
James
playing the
Harden
same.
had a hamstring
He had
injury,
that hamstring,
and
and it was
then
just
and then
him.
Kyrie Irving, he had his, you know what I
I
mean?
think it was
Giannis
an
put
ankle
that foot
injury. I
under
think.
him, and the rest
Yeah.
is history.
Right. So yeah, he got hindered a little bit, but
And then
I mean,
by the
bro,
time
if them
Kobe
boys don't figure it out in the
over,
Suns, it's gonna be embarrassing, bro. If they don't get shit done over there, because that's, bro, you got like one of the top teams right now, and if you look at it on paper, they got a nice ass squad, but they just can't get it done.
We all know it's not always all about talent. Talent
Right.
can
Right.
score. But
Right.
there's a lot of scores on that team for just scoring the ball. They need a true point guard, true playmaker. They
And
don't.
I think they defense is not there too, man. They
But so
can't defend.
I mean,
they can't
goodbye.
defend. They got rid of DeAndre Ayton, who I feel like they should have kept once they hired Frank Vogel as their coach. Once they hired Frank Vogel as their coach, I really thought they were going to hang on to DeAndre Ayton. They trade DeAndre Ayton for Yusuf Nurkic, and what does Yusuf Nurkic provide on defense?
Isn't he hurt right now?
He's hurt right now, but what does he
Yeah.
provide on defense? You know what I mean? What has he been
Man,
providing on defense? You know what I mean? I don't think he's the defender that DeAndre Ayton is. He's not as mobile as DeAndre Ayton is. So it's like, okay, if you were gonna fire Monty Williams, why did you trade DeAndre Ayton? You know what I mean? Because the
right.
issue was between DeAndre Ayton and Monty Williams. If you fired Monty Williams, why would you trade DeAndre Ayton? You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
you knew you were gonna need a point guard all along, why trade Chris Paul? You could have simply cut him and work the money out and bring him back like we all thought was going to happen. But then miraculously, you guys work out a trade where he ends up on the Wizards for the Bradley Beal situation for the time being before he ended up with Warriors. So the Suns front office staff, they made a lot of iffy moves this summer to me, and it didn't make a lot of sense to me. And I feel like they're paying for it now.
Right. That's a fact, bro. I
I
agree
feel
with
like they're
that.
paying for it now, man.
That's just how it is, man. When you get all them good teams, you got to figure it out at the end.
Yeah, and I feel like, man, they got nobody to blame. Kevin Durant has nobody to blame but himself, especially for this Phoenix Suns situation, man. Because, like I said,
Man,
bro, the Phoenix Suns were rolling. You know what I mean? They may have jacked off that 2-0 lead that they had in the finals, but they were still a top contending team with what they had, with a Chris Paul,
hmm
with Monty Williams coaching, with DeAndre Ayton, with a Mikal Bridges, with the Cam Johnson, with the continuity, with the chemistry that they had, with the flow that they had on
right.
offense.
They
You
should
know what
have
I
just
mean?
ran it back, man. They should have never went and got KD because he really,
And then in the middle
like,
of your season,
right.
in the middle of a night, you make the KD move,
And it just messed up their whole
and it
team.
just
Now
messed
they,
up. Not only did it mess up the roster, it messed up the chemistry of that team, and
yeah,
they were
and I
never the
don't think they
same.
have any assets either, bro. Like they can't.
Mm-mm.
Who can they get? They can't get nobody now. They
Man,
stuck.
you know,
And that's the thing about a team. You don't want to be stuck like that. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
that's the state that they're in right now.
Absolutely,
Crazy.
bro.
It's
you know,
crazy.
all these players are part of LeBron's story. So
Yeah,
we
that's a
see
fact.
how their
I
careers.
agree.
When LeBron walks off the court, we're gonna see how their careers pan out, even when they walk off the court, because they're all a part of LeBron's era. And I just know who's the best player in LeBron's era, and it's LeBron.
I agree with that. That's a fact.
Uh, but
Yeah,
I
I mean
know
that's
for
that's that's
sure. I
that's
know for sure
absolutely a
it ain't
fact.
KD. I know that. Oh
you
man.
know, so
But
LeBron.
Moose, who said Curry was top five, bro?
I never said
I
that.
know I know one nigga said that in the Discord, said that
Okay,
he's top
somebody
five.
needs to come on. His name
I
is.
don't know. I don't agree with that.
I don't
I
think he's
agree with the
top five
top
at
10.
all. I don't think like I mean honestly, like
I
I
think
said,
I
bro,
think
like
he'll be top 10 when he retires. I
He's not.
really feel like that.
Why do we call him a point guard? He's never passed the ball like a point guard. I've always seen Draymond giving him a pass
Mm.
or somebody
Yeah,
else.
but it's like how you get drafted. He got drafted as a point guard, so they gonna put him as like a point guard, you know? Just
Oh,
like Dame. Dame don't play like a point guard. He out there shooting threes and shit, you know. But they gonna consider him as a point guard, you know.
Yeah,
oh,
with all the threes that he makes and all the threes that he shoots, you would
Uh,
think he would be higher than 30th all time in points scored.
who Curry? Curry,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, that's crazy. How many threes that he got? He still has he even reached 30K yet?
he
no.
hasn't.
Yeah, but he's close to it if he hasn't reached it though.
He's always
Well,
dealt with.
I'm just saying, like, bro, just like him changing the game, his accolades that he has, the
Oh,
two
yeah, that's
finals,
true. That's true.
the
He did.
two
He
MVPs,
definitely has, bro. He
you know what I'm
definitely
saying?
has.
So it's like I feel like when you combine all of that, and when he retires, when he's done, I feel like he could be top 10, like
I
bottom 10. You feel me?
I was gonna say him changing the league probably hurt the Warriors. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, what
Hey,
y'all feel like he could add to his resume as it is right now?
I mean, there's nothing that he could do, man. I feel like, I mean, he could get another ring, but that ain't happening. We know that's not
But
happening.
Dynasty's over.
So,
He's only getting older. He ain't
right,
built like that. When he first came into the league, he always had leg problems. So I mean,
man,
good luck to Steph Curry. I'm not a big Steph
right,
Curry fan. I respect him. He's the greatest shooter of all time. He did change the league. Congratulations to that. But
yeah,
good luck to your career as it continues on. But your dynasty, far as the Warriors, are over.
yeah. Facts. I agree. Dynasty is definitely over, bro. Definitely. But man, but whoever city top five need to come in this Discord, this link, bro. I
Uh,
need to
Please do,
hear. I need
please
to
do,
hear
man.
what they got to say, man. Because
Herman
top
Bond.
five is crazy. Top
I
Herman,
don't
five is
know,
crazy.
man. I don't know. I've been waiting for him, but I don't see him, bro. We might have to continue this talk later on tonight
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a part two, definitely.
on episode 2 of the Underrated and Hated podcast with my man So Crazy TV. Make sure you guys tune into that. I appreciate you guys tuning in right now. Everybody getting their rocks off. Pause. No Diddy on this subject right here. Once again, you already know it's your boy Moose Talks Hoops. Like I always say, if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and hit the like button. You already know it's a lot of things in this world that cost, but hitting the like button ain't one of them. I want to shout out everybody that came through, showed love.
Absolutely.
Your boy Herm came through. He was popping his stuff. Shout out to Herm. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody, man.
yep.
Shout out to
Salute,
you,
man, for
Podcast
real.
Chain, for coming
And
through, rocking with your boys.
Yeah.
Shout out to that man Chris, So Crazy TV, all y'all. Even Truthful Jay Crazy ass even stopped by for a
Jay
hot second.
crazy.
So salute to all y'all, man. I'm gonna see you tonight after the games,
For sure.
episode 2 of the Underrated and Hated podcast, man. Make sure you subscribing to me. Make sure you subscribing to my man So Crazy TV. We'll be rocking out tonight, man. Keep those notifications turned on, man. Peace and love,
For
family.
sure. Peace and love, y'all.
all
And I'm
right.
out.
Now,